Welcome to the 9642 podcast. This is your host, Mr. Number 9.
And this is The Fool.
This is where me and The Fool give our
Unqualified and unrequested
ramblings on the various issues in the world of sport.
or something like that.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here to talk about European football.
Woo! Yeah! Europe. Woohoo!
And a change from our previous years, we're not gonna ignore the lower reaches of Europe. We're going to go through every single European-wide club competition. We're going, UEFA, if you want to send us some sponsorship money for being the only podcast group that is gonna go do a group review of the Europa Conference League, we are open to bribes.
Oh, 100%. If they want to sponsor us for this, we will do it all season
We
long.
will do this full time if you pay us enough money to just talk about Europa Conference League.
Yeah. It'll be a whole thing. It's not being EPL, Champions League. No. If they're going to pay us for it, 100% Europa Conference League content, 100% of the time.
Absolutely. So with that in mind, we're going to start by going in the order of what we consider to be the least important to the most important of the European competition. So we're going to start with the Europa Conference League, which started last year, won by our beloved Jose Mourinho with Roma.
Jose Mourinho. Yeah. Go Roma.
Alright, so we've had the final groups of matches done, and the group stages are complete, and they will be playing their next match day on September the 4th? Sorry, 9th, beg your pardon.
9th, yeah.
September the 9th.
Well, September 9th, New Zealand time.
New Zealand time, yeah. So it'll be September the 8th, their time.
Yeah.
So go to the group stages. Group A, we have Fiorentina, 1991 Serie A champions. And we did mention in our MoWatch that they did qualify for the Conference League this season.
Yeah.
The champions of the Conference League get to automatically qualify for the Europa League, though Roma did qualify anyway.
Yeah.
So well done them. So Fiorentina, they in a reasonably easy group. We've got Hearts of Midlothian all the way from Edinburgh, Istanbul, Başakşehir, who are the club supported by Erdogan, who have suddenly found a lot of money to compete with the other big three in Istanbul. So Istanbul's fourth club, Empiri.
All right, yeah.
Finally, RFS. Fool. Quiz. Where is RFS from? Without looking at Google. And how did they qualify for the Europa Conference League?
Oh, Latvian. Good Google. I'd already clicked on their name.
Fair enough.
Oh no, and they went through the playoffs, right? Yeah.
So Rigas Futbola Skola, the winner. They did the double last season of winning the Latvian higher league, which I assume is the top tier of Latvian football, and they also won the Latvian Cup. So well done them.
Oh yeah.
They did the double, and they get to play in the Europa Conference League.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you order? What do you like here?
It's gonna be
Fiorentina's winning. Let's get that out of the way.
Oh yeah. So it's kind of like this. I mean, Fiorentina's clearly going to win this group. But I think the race for second could be interesting. I'd probably put Hearts there. But as you say, Istanbul, strangely enough, got a whole heap of money on the up. Latvian side, they've RFS, a lot of heart, I'm sure, on there.
They also have Mesut Ozil.
Oh, really? Oh, well. Yeah. So I think the second place of that group could be kind of wide open.
Yeah.
I think I'd still say Hearts just because, but as you said, there's...
A few seasons ago, Istanbul Başakşehir was in the Champions League, so just as a FYI.
Yeah. I mean, so I wouldn't be... It's gonna be. I think it's still going to be tight between Hearts and Istanbul, and it's... I guess... Actually, I'm going to retract that for a different reason. and that being the other one being a Latvian travel schedule and having to go into Latvia to play, and maybe Istanbul that's not as big a be similar time zone, probably about the same distance, I guess, but I'm going with the travel's probably not as difficult. He says, then thinking there's an active war zone between the two of them, so maybe more difficult than it should be.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the travel for Istanbul to Latvia play, it's probably going to be less of a headache than from Edinburgh to Latvia for Hart. So I'm going to change that order around and go Istanbul gets second place. Purely because
I,
Hearts don't pick up full points in Latvia.
yeah, all three of these places seem like reasonably difficult places to go play. Istanbul,
Yeah,
as we know, famous for having really aggressive and loud fans. Edinburgh, all the way up
yeah,
north, and same with Latvia. Mind you, RFS are a club that aren't big enough to even have their logo in Google, so
yeah,
that's already a downside for me. So I'm picking them to finish bottom.
yeah, yeah.
As much as I'd love to see Hearts do well, I think Istanbul gonna finish second. There just seems to be enough good players in that squad. Just having a quick look over them. So
Yeah,
that's my order: Fiorentina, Istanbul, Başakşehir, Hearts, and RFS.
yeah.
Moving on, we go to Group B, where we have RSSC, Anderlecht, the
Mm-hmm.
perennial Belgian champions, though they're
Yeah.
not the current Belgium champions. FCSB, which is basically, my understanding, that's Steaua Bucharest,
Okay.
1988 European Cup winners. Some problems happened, and they are currently a Phoenix club. My understanding is it's because of something to do with the army and corruption in Romanian football.
Um.
HITC Sevens did a whole documentary about it, so yeah,
Okay.
read that if you want to know more. But my understanding is this club is not considered by the fans to be the actual original Steaua Bucharest. It's
All
considered
right.
to be because the military basically took back the club name and license,
All right. Yeah.
and the old club went and formed a Phoenix club, which most of the fans support.
All right.
That being said, obviously they're a strong, yeah, they have a strong European history, and they still tend to win the Romanian championships,
Right. Yeah.
and they've probably qualified through a group position to the Europa Super League, because I don't think, looking at their honors board, they haven't won a trophy last season. Oh, they were
Yeah.
runners up last season, so that's why they're in the Europa Conference League. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So just to keep the theme, because this club doesn't have a logo on Google on my end, which country is Silkeborg from?
I have to admit I did go look, but I was going with it was a Scandinavian country. I had thought Sweden first, but it's actually Denmark. So
It is actually Denmark.
yeah.
So Silkeborg IF. Running, and yes, I know I butchered that, so thank you. And they
No problems.
came third in the Danish Superliga last season, so they got
Oh,
into
nice.
the Europa Conference League. They've done decently in the last few seasons. They won their first championship in 2017. And
Oh,
then we
nice.
have the team, I think, who are favorites, West Ham United,
Yeah.
Europa Conference League. I think this is a trophy they're targeting.
Yes.
So, without further ado, your predicted order,
I
please.
ac- sure. I actually think this group is perhaps potentially one of the hardest West Ham could have actually got into, which is
Anderlecht
quite
are no
nice.
slouchers. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. And you say you got FCSB, which has still pretty good team. So travel to Denmark, travel all the way across the Romania. Like it's not easy for West Ham, but I still see them topping the group. Um,
I concur. They should win every home game, to be
yeah,
fair.
let's say they should win all their home games, and they'll at least pick up points on the road, if not um, take the wins.
Yeah.
Even with the difficult travel, probably put
I think Europa Conference League, everybody's got difficult travel though. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
easy for anyone.
No, no, exactly. There's not easy travel anywhere. So- but yeah, I go West Ham first, Anderlecht second, FCSB third, and Sigelborg fourth. Be my thought.
Yep, that sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, basically West Ham and Elect, and then the other two don't qualify on. I don't know what order they'll finish in, but yeah, okay, I'll go with Silkeborg because I think FCSB are kind of a shit show.
All right.
Next up, we go to Group C. Austria, Vienna, H. Beersheva, Lech Poznan, and Villarreal. And as always, where is H. Beersheva from?
Okay, I'm not looking for this one, and that's not really a helpful name. Um,
I guess the country from the name, but then I had to Google everything else about it, obviously.
obviously, feel like let's go
They
Hungary.
came runners up in their league,
Hungary? Probably not, but
and their league has a team in the group stage of the Champions League.
I went and looked. I realized that was yeah. You're right. Once you know the name, he's Israeli. You're like, yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so Hapoel Beersheva, they play in Tel Aviv. They've had a few European nights, so they're no strangers to this level of competition. Lech Poznan from Poland. Once again, I've seen them in Europa leagues a few times. So they're here in the Europa Conference League. Villarreal, who I believe finished sixth in La Liga last season. We followed it quite closely.
Yeah, I think six. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's about right.
Austria win, I'm pretty sure finished second or third. Just
Yeah,
because I know that generally it's Red Bull Strasbourg that finishes top nowadays.
yeah. And Strasbourg's in the Champions League as well, so it must be third.
Yeah, yeah. So now this is okay. Let's get this out of the way. We all think Villarreal's topping this group. They're just so good in European competition.
100% they're topping this group.
Yeah,
I
uh,
mean, sort of feel
they're
just
probably West Ham's biggest rival for.
that's what I was gonna say. I was just scrolling down um, the groups, and yeah, I would say Villarreal is West Ham's biggest rival, with Fiorentina being the third.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. But yeah, Villarreal definitely up there. I think co-favorites would be my pick here.
Yeah.
Yes. Who do you got second?
Um, Having not known much about them, I'd probably go with Austria Vienna.
I agree.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm basing this all on coefficients. Austrian league, I believe, is rated
Yeah.
higher than the Polish league,
Yeah.
or and the Israeli league for that matter. No, anything's possible, obviously, in a cup competition in group
Exactly.
stages and whatnot. But I think yeah, Austria Vienna should be quite easily second. I'm not sure which order Beersheva and Poznan will finish, but
No.
and I think Polish football's in a bit of a renaissance at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
They're in the World Cup, so well, go with them third,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Beersheva to finish fourth.
Yeah. That seems about right to me. You say it's going a little bit on name recognition, a little bit on my thoughts, my understanding of the relative difficulties of the different leagues, but that seems likely to me.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Now we move on to the next group, Group D. Yes.
So yeah, we've got Cone, Nice, Partizan, Slavico. Lack of a better
Yeah,
pronunciation.
yeah. You know what I'm gonna ask you? What country is Slovako from? And this is a trick question.
I'd go with Slovakia.
Yeah, it's actually from the Czech Republic.
That is a trick question. It's up there. I call hacks. Stop the count.
Alright, so Partizan Belgrade, we all know it's a really tough place to travel to. Long history
Mm.
in European competition. They've made the UEFA Cup finals before. Nice, once. think like a lot of French teams a bit underperforming in European competition. Caen
Yeah,
had a really good season last season, but they've started off kind of wonky in the Bundesliga this season, and Slovako, they have believe won the Czech Cup last season, and they've made
yeah,
it all the way to the group stage of the Europa Conference League.
go them.
So yeah, absolutely go them. Then they finished fourth, so not bad at all, I think.
No,
Season
no,
last season for them.
that is a good season. I guess it's a bit of how much does that come through to this season. You've had a good season, doing well. That
Yeah,
brings a lot of positivity, but
the Czech clubs are very. The Czech league is very hard to win for a club outside Prague, so I think coming
yeah,
fourth is pretty good. But that being said, who you got top here? This is a very tough group to pick. I think Cone just about in the end, just because it's going to be tough going
yeah,
to that stadium, and they've just. This is going to be a nice distraction for them, I think. They're not going to
yeah,
do that well in the Bundesliga, so that's something they can focus on.
yeah. I was seeing Cone as well. On the grounds they probably win their home. I'd say on the grounds they probably win their home matches,
Yeah, yeah.
so that
Mm,
just gives them the advantage. That said, Nice
we
and
could be wrong completely about this
yeah,
group, right?
exactly.
So you
Nice
and I
and
both like
Belgrade.
Cologne. Who
Yeah,
do you like for second?
probably go Nice
Nice.
second, but that
I'm
may be
liking
my
Partizan
yeah,
because they do well, and they've been in European competitions for a long time, and
yeah, yeah,
it's a tough place to go to. I think especially for clubs like Nice and Slovako.
yeah,
I think Nice will finish third, and Slovako will finish bottom, unfortunately for them.
yeah, yeah. I put Slovakia at the bottom. I think I'll keep with my Nice before Partizan, but I was going to say that may just be my Western European bias coming in and knowing more on this side than further east. So, but I was going to keep it there.
Group E, we have AZ Alkmaar, Apollon, Dnipro 1, and FC Vaduz. I'm going to ask you, where are Apollon, Dnipro 1? Though you should know Dnipro 1, that place has been in the news for the last few years, last few months, and FC Vaduz, where are they from?
The Apollyon must be Greek.
It is Cypriot.
Ouch. Sort of close. Dnipro, so is that actually Ukrainian? No. Yes.
Dnipro 01, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe it is.
Yeah. And then Vaduz. Ooh. Ooh.
It's from a microstate.
Oh, okay.
Starts with L.
uh, um, Liechtenstein.
It is Liechtenstein, the perennial Liechtensteinian
Yeah.
champions, FC Vaduz. In fact, they're so good they play in the Swiss league.
Oh, that's how good they are. Excellent.
Now, I think Alkmaar winning. The very good team, very good structure, generally do well in Europe.
Yeah.
Who do you have for second?
It's hard.
Shout out to
Probably.
FC Vaduz to making it this far
Yeah, yeah. I
into
mean, that's
even the Conference League. This is what we want to see in the Conference Leagues. Teams like FC Vaduz. I feel like
yeah.
this is like working as intended.
It is working as intended. Second, I'd probably go Apollyon. Uh,
Yeah, I
But
agree. Apollyon Cypriot League is pretty strong these
yeah,
days, and they have had lots of teams playing European football. I like
yeah,
them for second too. I mean, FC Vaduz done really well to come here. Dnipro's going to play all their home games in Poland.
yeah,
So I think Vaduz might come third, and Dnipro will come fourth. Though Dnipro
yeah,
are going to be extra patriotic. They are
yeah.
the police team from that region.
Ah, right. Yes, yes. Um, yeah, I was wondering about Dnipro. So they're playing home games in Poland. That's obviously the outside, but um, I mean, the Ukrainian sport recently have really been super strong. You know that you say the patriotic
Yeah.
bit, the the feeling of doing something greater than themselves has really driven
Yeah.
them on. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do great things in this group. Just say it. Lots of great sporting achievements been done by Ukrainians in recent months as they get buoyed along to try and be extra patriotic and do it for the country. So
Absolutely. But I don't think it's gonna be enough.
no, I
Uh,
would still put yeah Alkmaar and Apollyon above them.
yeah. What do you think, Vaduz or Dnipro for third?
Actually, no, I think Dnipro will probably that will. But the home games will be, even though it's in Poland. There's plenty of Ukrainians in Poland, obviously.
Yeah, and they've got a plenty of support, like sympathy support from Polish
Exactly.
peoples.
So I think those home games will be quite charged and be quite hard to take points away from, which I think might give them the edge over Vaduz.
Looking to the next group, we have Djurgården, FC Ghent, Molde, and Shamrock Rovers. Can you tell me which country all these teams are from?
So Djurgården is going to be a Central European country. Um, and my knowledge of Central European countries fails me. I've had a Czech one, so it can't be Czech. I haven't had a Hungarian. Have I had Hungarian? Hungary. Let's go Hungary. Or was it
Okay,
further
so
east?
they have qualified for this tournament as I think they came third in the Swedish league.
Ah, oh, yep.
So they're from Sweden, obviously. FC Ghent. Shouldn't be
That's
difficult. You
no.
play
So
Crusader Kings. I'm sorry, you should know where this is from.
I know it's Belgium as well. Obviously, I knew that
Yep,
one.
yep.
Um,
Molde,
Molde. Gonna
former
go.
United legend, used to manage this club.
Ooh, it doesn't happen in any way, shape, or form. I'm going with slightly obvious and going Moldavia. Moldova.
It's from Norway. This used to be.
Norway.
They used to
Ah,
be managed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
all right. Go then.
And Shamrock Rovers. Come on.
And when I just say Ireland, is that
Yep,
thing,
yep.
or do I need
If
to?
you said anything other than Ireland, I might have.
Well, I was a bit worried you were gonna like whether Northern Ireland versus Ireland, the Republic of Ireland needed to be one, which is gonna
I
be a
think any
50-50 guess.
team that has a shamrock in their in their name or logo from Northern Ireland has moved to play in the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, I was assuming so, but sometimes you never know.
So those are the four teams. I think FC Ghent are pretty good. They tend to generally do really well in Europe. So I've got them as my number one, and I think Molde is still doing pretty well, even with Solskjaer leaving the club. They've produced great players like Erling Holland in their history, so I'm
Yeah, yeah.
picking them second. To be honest, I don't know much about Djurgården or Shamrock Rovers for that matter. I'm probably just gonna say the Swedish league is stronger than the Irish league, so they should finish third and Shamrock fourth.
Yeah, I'd go say Ghent first. I think you're right, Mulder. I'm going to go Shamrock ahead of Djurgården, but that's just because I after to go check exactly which they are Republic of Ireland. But they're currently, well, last year they won the Irish Premier Division, so
Hmm?
um, to me that's looking pretty good. Um, so I will put them third and Djurgården fourth, just because I feel like Shamrock's that's they're on top of the world at the moment for them. So
Not a bad shout, I guess. But at this point, like we're kind of
yeah,
not too sure one way or the other.
yeah, exactly.
Group G, we have Balkani, CFR Cluj, Sivaspor, and Slavia Praha. What countries are these teams from?
Well,
Balkani should at least give you a clue whereabouts it's located.
the Balkans somewhere, I'm assuming. So, gonna go with Bosnia.
They are from Kosovo. And they won their Super League last year, I believe. this is the first year they had it in Bosnia, and yeah, in Kosovo, and they're probably the first team from Kosovo to play in a European competition group stage.
Nice, nice. Go them.
Spor, the clue should be in the way they've named the team.
Um, he really is relying a lot on me having knowledge of European city naming and what that means. Gonna go Norway?
They are from Turkey.
Okay. Oh yes, yes.
They won the Turkish Cup last season.
Ah.
And they have finished second in the Intertoto Cup back in the day.
Okay,
And Slavia Praha, easy
That's
peasy, come on.
Prague, so Czech
Yeah.
Republic.
Czech
We
Republic.
did miss CFR Cluj.
Oh yeah, CFR Cluj. Oh yeah. Where do you think that's from?
Uh,
Okay, to give you a hint, we've already talked about this country so far being in the Europa Conference League, and their manager is an ex-Chelsea legend.
oh,
Like proper legend, I think.
all right. My thoughts going to Belgium, but we've had two Belgium teams, haven't we?
I think we have. We've
Yeah.
Anderlecht and Ghent.
Yeah, so it can't be there. Oh, can we have another Dutch team?
In
Is it
theory,
Dutch?
unless they're too good,
Let's go.
unless Holland's league is too good,
Let's
which
go
it might be.
Netherlands. Might be. Let's go Netherlands because maybe.
They are from Romania, and their manager
Oh.
is former Chelsea legend Dan Petrescu.
All right.
He's a proper Chelsea legend,
Yeah.
isn't he? He's had so many appearances for
Yeah,
Chelsea from memory.
Yeah, he's a good legend.
They won the Romanian league last season, so
Alright.
they are higher ranked. Just for that, I think Slavia Prague is a perennial competitor.
Yeah.
Cluj is perennial winner of the Romanian league. They're the top two for me. I'm just gonna give it to Slavia Prague. Czech league is slightly stronger than the Romanian league, or maybe quite a bit stronger.
Yeah.
From my understanding, I think Sivasspor will finish third, just because Turkey.
Yeah.
Is stronger than Kosovo at the moment. And yeah, unfortunately for Balkani, I think fourth place.
Yeah. No, I think I'd agree with that. Yeah. Slavia Praha first. CFR Cluj second. For third. Balkani. Actually, interesting enough for that group, that's probably the least trouble for travel. And that is taking into account that Kosovo is one of the places that you have to go there.
Yeah.
But like all those clubs are generally in the same area. Slavia Praha is
Yeah.
probably the most furthest west. Yes. So
Absolutely. Now, next up, we have Group H with Basel, Punic, Slovan Bratislava, and Zalgiris. Can you name where all four of these teams are from?
well, Basil's west. I know that one.
Yeah, we know where Basel is. They're
Yeah.
European regulars.
Yeah. Munich. Mm,
I'll give you a clue. We have not mentioned this country yet
oh.
at all. And this team last season broke the record for their country and won the most number of leagues ever for that country.
Oh. I was going Eastern European.
We haven't even been to this region, by the way. Like, this is not even not Eastern Europe, not Scandinavia, not Western. We haven't been in this region. This is a part of Europe we just haven't touched till now.
Makes me not sure about where they are. We're pretty much everywhere.
I'll put you out of your misery. They're from Armenia.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yes.
the current Armenian champion. So we haven't seen a team from the Caucasus yet. I don't think.
No. Fair enough. That's yep. That is. I was trying to think. Where have we been? It's with the name. I was thinking Eastern.
I mean, unless you count Turkey, but I don't.
Yeah. No, no. Turkey,
It's Mediterranean,
Mediterranean. Yeah. Eastern Mediterranean.
Southern Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Punic, Slovan Bratislava. If you know your capitals, you should know where this one's from. It's got the
Yes.
city name in there.
I know Bratislava. I know where this is. That.
This time it's not a trick question.
No, it is. It is Slovakia, isn't it?
It is
Yeah.
Slovakia.
I
And
was like,
Zalgiris.
Belgium. Ooh. Gears.
We've been in this region before.
Yeah.
Obviously not this country, but this region. And they
Yep.
won their championship last season. As
Ooh.
in, won their national championship.
Hmm. I was gonna sounding a bit Greek. So I was gonna go Greece because we haven't had a Greek team. But winning it, that's not right. So
Yeah, because the Greek champion is going to be in
yeah, yeah.
the Champions
But
League.
actually, on the other ones, who wouldn't be that high? Okay.
Before being a team in their in their current country's competition, they came third in their previous country's competition, where their
Oh,
current country got independence.
oh no. Who's been independent recently? Or semi
Well,
recently?
it doesn't have to be recent, right? Like,
No, no. So let's go. Actually, let's go back to the previous answer and go with Bosnia.
no, they're from Lithuania, and they once
Okay.
finished. They finished third in the Soviet Union League, so
Right. Yeah.
they've had a strong history.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Zalgiris, Lithuanian champions. I'll be honest, I know nothing about any of these teams other than Basel, who I expect to finish top.
Yeah.
But given that Slovan Bratislava are also, I believe, champions of Slovakia, I'm picking them to finish second because Slovakia seems to me to be a stronger league than
Yeah.
Punic's Armenia League and Zalgiris's Lithuania League. I don't think we've seen an Armenian team in Champions League or
No,
in
I don't.
Lithuania. I'm sure we've seen a team from Slovakia at least in the Champions League. I don't know if we've seen one in the group stages, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think we have.
I think we have to.
But yeah,
And I'd probably put it your way as well. Yeah. Basel, Bratislava, Punic, and Zalgiris. I think to me maybe between Punic and Bratislava it might be a bit close.
yeah.
Just because once again I'm feeling like the trip to Armenia, like as you said, all the trips in here are a little bit um, troublesome. The trip to Armenia is slightly further. I mean, once again, these are
At
Basil's I
least you're not
suppose.
having to travel to Russia this
Yeah, yeah,
season, because there has been a game between a club from Reykjavik and a club from Vladivostok.
oh yeah, yeah,
And this is
Russia.
before you were allowed to fly over the North Pole to get to the USSR.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, I think I agree with your order. Basel, Slovan, Bratislava, Punic, then Zalgiris.
Yep, yep. Sounds good to me. Okay, so we're done with our Europa Conference League. That was
Yeah,
fun and entertaining.
was fun and entertaining.
See, I told you we should have started with Conference League first.
No, fair enough,
Prove
fair
our
enough.
credentials and how good we are,
Yeah, yeah.
and how knowledgeable.
Really showing my lack of European geography.
Next up, we go to the Europa League. But
Yeah.
much more familiar names and clubs we know a lot about. So, Group A, we have Arsenal,
Hmm.
PSV Eindhoven, Bodo Glimt, and FC Zurich. Familiar names to all of us. I'm not even going to ask you what countries they're from because you should know all of them, including Bodo Glimt because they appeared in our MoCast very
They did.
prominently last season.
They did. That was a fun episode with the fun Mourinho throwback, old school Mourinho comments.
Yeah.
But no, Group A, I think probably Arsenal topping this, and then I feel like second place is going to be an interesting fight. Probably PSV. Like,
I'm
yeah,
inclined to agree. PSV second. I
yeah,
think Bodo Glimt did well in the Conference League last season, but
they did.
this is the Europa League. I think FC Zurich just too good at this. They'll
Yeah, yeah,
finish third and probably qualify for the Conference League knockouts, and Bodo Glimt finish fourth, unfortunately.
yeah. I mean, this is a pretty tough pool round, really. You say it's all really good teams, but I think I agree. Yeah, Arsenal, PSV, Zurich, and then Bodo Glimt.
Yeah. Now, next up, we have Group B. Group B with Dynamo Kiev, Rennes, Fenerbahce, and AEK Larnaca. Dynamo Kiev have won this league before. Rennes
Yeah.
are perennial, and Fenerbahce perennially competing in it. And what country is AEK Larnaca from? The AEK is a slight clue, but also a
Yeah,
bit of a red herring.
yeah. I was thinking it's a marker. It makes it sound more Western Mediterranean to me. But AEK makes it sound Eastern Europe, Mediterranean. Under pressure. Hmm. I'm gonna go Greece. There has to be a Greek team around here somewhere.
Okay, so they're from Cyprus as well.
Ah,
I believe they're the
God damn,
sister club of AEK Athens.
God damn
Uh,
Cyprus.
so yeah, I told you it's a bit of a trick. It's a bit of a trick thing, but it's also a clue because
Yeah.
now this group, Dynamo Kiev, once again playing home games in Poland. Rennes,
Hmm.
who look very good,
Yeah.
and so far in their games. Fenerbahce, they're always a tough team to go to, but I think Turkish teams, club-wise, their power has not been great.
No.
They're going to have to go to Cyprus, which is not going to be easy for them.
No.
And Larnaca, I think my order is Ren, Dinamo, Larnaca, and then Fener to finish fourth.
Ooh, you are really downplaying Fenerbahce there. Um, I think I have a different order, but it's somewhat similar. It's just I think Kiev is going to even playing in Poland is going to be too strong for Rennes. I think
Yeah.
Dynamo Kiev first, Rennes second. I had Fenerbahce third, and then Larnaca fourth. Though as I say,
Well,
it's Fenerbahce perhaps hasn't been as strong in recent years, but I still think that I mean this is European competition.
yeah.
I've always felt they've been strong in Europe no matter what. So
Yeah, yeah. I actually mean, I just feel like at club level, every single Turkish Super League club seems to be going through some sort of weird nonsense at the moment.
they are.
Besiktas are almost bankrupt. Galatasaray have crazy changing their managers every few months. Fenerbahce, it's just nonsense everywhere in Turkish football. Which is why, especially for them to go into Cyprus, I think that's a tough travel ask for them. Group C, we have Roma, Ludogorets, Real Betis, and HJK. And obviously, I have to ask you, where is Ludogorets and HJK from?
Um.
Ludogorets have played in the Champions League before, so I feel like that's a bit
Oh.
of a giveaway. And this team just consistently wins their national league, like
All right.
almost like in recent times.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've won the last 10 of their countries' leagues
Oh,
in a row.
in a row. I was
11 in a row.
God. I think of a good country to go with based on that. Um.
And their
I,
mascot is an eagle. Because, yeah, that helps.
that helps a lot. I was gonna go Serbia, but they wouldn't have won the last 10 of them.
Now, the Serbian league is a bit more competitive than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And that's I mean, it's not. That makes it not them. Um. me trying to think of good European countries and ones that I haven't picked yet. Even who haven't I picked? I can just go back to one I haven't had good luck with. Because I'm going with a Yugoslavian type name, I'm going to go back to Bosnia because we haven't had them yet. So
So they're from Bulgaria,
Bulgaria.
and they've won the last 10 Bulgaria leagues, which is why, and they've been in the Champions League before,
Yeah.
2 or 3 times. So this is why I thought you might have guessed that one. But
No.
HJK, give you a clue, they're from Scandinavia, and a country we haven't yet talked about.
Ooh, we haven't talked about.
That should narrow it down, make it easier.
Yeah.
'Cause there's only two, in theory, to pick from.
Very. Any, mini, money, mo. I'm going to go Sweden. Sweden.
We have spoken about
Oh, do we?
Sweden, but they're from Finland.
Finland.
Uh,
I had thought Finland first, and I was like, are you going to count Finland as thing? Technically, yes, because you've gone out of two. Did we get
yeah.
Sweden? Yeah. So I was trying to remember which other one.
Basically, we haven't picked an Icelandic club or
Iceland.
had.
Yeah.
So yeah, Helsinki, Helsingin,
Yeah.
Jääkiekko-klubi. Yeah, and yes, I totally monstered that because I'm not good with Finnish. I'm very sorry. But yeah, and Betis obviously from Spain. I think okay, Roma Betis for me obviously is obvious. Ludogorets will finish third, Conference League. HJK, yeah, sorry, you're finishing fourth.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with that. Yeah, Roma Betis, Ludogorets, HJK. That seems the obvious answers to all that those questions.
Yeah. Next group we have. It's loading for me. Sorry, Braga, Malmo, Union Berlin, and Union Saint Gallen. Now, what country do you think Union Saint Gallen is from? By the way, they're also called the Royal Union Saint Gallen. To give you a clue,
Oh, the royal ones.
a country that
I,
has a monarchy.
yeah, yeah. I had thought no. So
I assume you
and
know Braga and Union
yeah.
Berlin and Malmo.
I'm gonna go Andorra. Does Andorra have a monarchy?
Andorra have a co-principality with the
Um,
president of France and the Bishop of Urgell. And I know you should know this because you play CK2,
I think yeah.
CK3,
I did play CK3, CK2, but
CK2.
I think I start too far
But
back. But
Andorra still exists in all the timeline because
no,
it's one of the oldest countries in the world.
I suppose it does, yeah.
But yeah, Union Saint-Gilles is from Belgium.
Ah,
Now, I think Union Berlin, though, are doing really well, interesting things in the Bundesliga. Fun club to watch. I see them finishing first, with Braga coming second, Malmo third, and Union Saint Gallen at fourth.
yeah, I think that
Gilois,
seems.
sorry, Royal Union Saint Gilles, Gilois.
No, I think you're probably right. Maybe Braga are ahead of Berlin, but one of them, those two top two anyway. I
Mm, mm.
I find it hard to decide which way round they're probably going to end. They say Union Berlin is doing well in the Bundesliga, so maybe that continues on into Europe.
I mean, Bundesliga are third strongest league.
Exactly.
Coefficients don't mean anything on match day, but just as a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Whereas Portugal is currently sixth, but very close to overtaking France and becoming fifth.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's saying Union Berlin are doing it's a second, so maybe that will continue through, and therefore yes, let's give it to Union Berlin as top.
Yeah. Now, to the Group E, very very special to my heart. We have Manchester United,
Yeah.
Real Sociedad, um, Sheriff Tiraspol. All teams we're familiar with,
Yeah.
especially Sheriff after last
Yeah.
season. Sheriff are now worthy of having a logo in Google.
Yeah. They got their
That's how
logo there.
popular they've become. And Ammonia. Where is Ammonia from? I'm not gonna. The full name, it will give away the city and tell you where it is, so I'm not gonna give
Uh,
you the full name. They do have that green on their thing is relevant because it is a it does represent a shamrock, which is on their logo.
I guess that makes them Irish.
They're from Cyprus because it's always Cyprus. Have you not learned?
Always Cyprus. It's like you giving me that, but you won't give me the city name. But and I should know like the Shamrock, but where else would it be? But goddamn Cyprus. It's always Cyprus.
Also, like I shout out the name ammonia because we all know ammonia is every chemical engineer's best friend,
Yeah.
used in every recipe. But yes, I think obviously United are going to finish top of this group. Sociedad,
Mm.
no pushovers, second, very easily, I think.
Yeah.
Sheriff surprised a few people. They might beat United at Old Trafford for all we know, but I don't think that's going to be enough. They'll finish third, go into the Conference League, and a
Yeah.
good shot for Conference League, I think. Sheriff,
Yeah. Yeah.
good all-round team. I don't see Ammonia beating them.
No. No. I think you're right. Man United, Real Sociedad, Sheriff, Ammonia. So it's pretty much the order that they're in the start with.
All right, now we have next group. We have the eternal rivals of Jose Mourinho, Lazio,
Yeah.
Feyenoord, Midtjylland, and SK Sturm Graz. Where is SK Sturm Graz from? Okay, it's not
Ah,
Cyprus this time. I'm
it's not
just
Cyprus.
putting
Not
it out
Cyprus.
there.
I always feel like I just need to say Cyprus every time, just in case. Um, I'm gonna go for Austria. So
They are from Austria. Well
yeah,
done. From the city of Graz.
it's great. I'm
Uh,
pretty sure it's an Austrian city. It sounds very Austrian. So
yeah, they came second to Red Bull, I assume.
yeah,
And yeah, they're a team that have won the Austrian Bundesliga 3 times, so decent
yeah.
record in their home country. Midtjylland, obviously famously owned by the owners of Brentford,
Mm,
in Denmark. Feyenoord, per Dutch, a big Dutch club. They've won the
yeah,
Champions League before. And Lazio, the eternal rivals of Roma in Rome. I think I quite like Feyenoord in this group. I think Robin van Persie has a good setup there at
yeah,
Feyenoord. At the moment, I see them finishing first, and I think Midtjylland will finish second. They have big group of players that can get in from their system of clubs owned by um, the group with Brentford. And I think Lazio, they were kind of lucky to finish fifth last season. They had a distracted Mourinho, and Fiorentina got unlucky at the end with injuries. Same with Atalanta, I think. So I think Lazio third, Stormgrass fourth.
yeah. That's yeah, it's all pretty true. I think the only thing I look at is just thanks to Google looking at the um performance at the moment. I think the Midtjylland's not doing very well in the Danish league, and
Hmm.
Lazio's currently second in the Italian league. So that I mean, this all shows current form. So obviously, I think right, Feyenoord at top. I think Lazio might sneak the second, and
Yeah, yeah.
Midtjylland coming in third. Yeah, with Storm Graz fourth.
Cool. Next up, we have Group G with Olympiacos, Karabag FK, SC Freiburg, and Nantes. So I'm just gonna ask you, do you know where Karabag FK and Nantes come from?
Um, Karabakh, FK. They I think of a good country to choose for them. Resisting saying Cyprus. I feel like
I
we
will
must have
give
got.
you a hint that it is not Cyprus
No,
this
I don't
time.
think that's it. I'm sure we must have got through most of the Cyprian teams. So, um, Karabakh feels slightly familiar, but I can't.
They, I
Good.
believe, have played in the Champions League as well.
All right. Yes.
They, if they're familiar, that will be why.
That is probably why. Um, no,
So
no.
they're
Oh,
from a region we've just been in. We've only had one other team from.
oh. So they're all the way over then. So are they? What's next across?
Uh,
Um, my head is not choosing. Oh, Georgia maybe.
They're not from Georgia, but you got the region right. They're
Yeah.
from Azerbaijan,
Right. There we go. As I say, okay. Oh, we're going over to past Armenia, and I was like,
Caucasus.
pick it Yeah, pick another country over there. What's
That's
the right
right.
direction?
And now Nantes. This club was perennially in the Champions League in the 90s and early 2000s. They're one of my favorite football clubs.
Um, Very good. What's this? No, no, no.
Right?
No,
Give up?
no, I give up. Yep. Yeah, done.
They're from France,
I
and they've won
was
several
actually,
French leagues.
I was going, they're a French name, but I don't recognize them that much, so they're not from France. What is another country that can have a French name? No, no, it's just France.
Just France, yeah. They're from Brittany, if that makes you feel any better about the fact that
No,
you couldn't figure out France. But yeah,
doesn't make me feel any better at all.
so they've and so with this group, I quite like Nantes. I think being back in European competition, they're gonna try to do well. But I think Olympiacos are the strongest team in this group.
Yeah, yeah.
Gonna finish first. I think Nantes second. SC Freiburg third, and Karabakh will finish fourth.
I think I'm pretty happy with that order. Yeah, Olympiacos, I think, is definitely first. Um, Not knowing much about the rest of them, we have Nantes as well. And then Freiburg, Karabakh.
Just because it's funny, I'm not gonna say the name of
No,
some of the names in English for the next group. So there's Crvena Zvezda, Monaco, Ferencvaros, and Trabzonspor. Four clubs other than Monaco, which I assume you know where they're from.
are they from Monaco?
Yes. Where are these other three clubs located?
um, Going with Serbia for I can't say the name.
Alright,
Trivia.
so they're also known as Red Star Belgrade, so well done. You
Yeah.
picked them, former European champions.
Ferencvaros.
You've been calling out this country unsuccessfully for a while.
Okay, we'll go back to Greece then.
I know, they're from Hungary.
Ah, hey, it's been a while since I called them out. I went twice with them. Greece, I at
Yeah.
least went 3 times. Important now.
Yeah, yeah. They were the club of the great Frank Puskas,
And Trans.
and one of the top clubs in Europe before they had European Cups and the Champions League. And Trabzonspor.
Know this one. Reminds me. Um, That's one of the Turkish clubs, right?
It is a Turkish club. Very specifically play in the city of Trabzon, which is up on the near the Caucasus, and
Nice.
It's very important in bulk, Byzantine history, and if you play CK2,
Yeah.
it pops up really often.
Yes. No. I was saying I know that one.
Trabzon,
Yeah.
the Duchy of Trabzon. Now, looking at this C order, I like Monaco to finish top. I like Red Star to finish second, and I think it's tough to pick between Ferencvaros and Trabzonspor, but Trabzonspor are one of the more stable Turkish clubs, so I'm going to put them third.
Yeah. I think that sounds right. I think Monaco's definitely top in the group. So Red Star second. I should say. I think I'm with you that it could be either of the next two, but I'll stick with you in Trabzonspor before Ferencvaros.
Cool, cool, cool. And next up we go to the Champions League. Hopefully
Yay!
I won't have to quiz you on any locations for this one.
Well, you
But
never
it
know. You
is
like.
tougher to pick the orders out. Group A, a potential group of death: Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers.
Yeah.
What do you think, George Dawes?
I think everyone in that pool cried when that got pulled out. Um, that's what I think. But I think Liverpool wins this group.
Oh yeah. I think Liverpool actually will end up winning it easily.
Yeah.
'Cause they were in a group of death last year, remember, and they won it easily.
Yeah, exactly. I think that this is an easier pool of death than their last pool of death. So I think they
Yep,
win
100%.
this. Um, second gets a little harder. I think Napoli over Ajax, and then Rangers fourth. Just sad for Rangers, but I
Yeah.
think I think because it's a while since Rangers have been
And they
Celtic
just managed to qualify.
because they had the whole having to come up from the bottom again dilemma
Yeah,
with the
absolutely.
2010s. So first time in a while they're back, and this is what they get given. Like, oh, welcome
Yeah.
back. Why not have a pool of death?
I mean, nobody will want to go up to Glasgow and play them, but
No.
in that big stadium in Ibrox. But yeah,
And it's going to be an absolute, like, just imagine those games in the Ibrox. They say first time they're back in the Champions League and God knows how long. Uh,
yeah, hundred
it's
percent.
going to be like completely rocking. It's just going to be more than just saying an atmosphere. It is
Yeah,
really just going to be the toughest place to go, and people, traveling teams are going to know that they are not at home. Because the Rangers supporters will definitely be up for these games. Um, but I still feel, they'll still come fourth, which is going to be disappointing for them. But they're going to get points for their home games, so it's they can cause upsets. They may hit third, or I mean, if they get a good run, perhaps even second. But no, I think Liverpool, Napoli, Ajax, Rangers.
yeah. I agree. Liverpool, Napoli, Ajax, Rangers. That order as well. Especially because Napoli seems to be doing interesting things, and they have a good team, and they're doing
Yeah.
well. Group B: Porto, Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. But another potential group of death. It
Yeah.
seems like there's good teams in the Champions League. Who knew?
Who knew? Um, that said, I still think Porto. I think
I
Porto
think
wins
Porto
this.
too. I think Porto number one here for me.
Yeah. I think.
Atletico are going through issues. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get through the group. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like this is a group they can slip up in.
Yeah. I think
And
I was going to put Atletico second, but as you say, they are going through issues, so it could
so
be
they're
dicey
going
for them.
second.
Yeah, but I think they're going second,
Do you think
even with issues.
Neverkusen will beat Atletico? No, I think
No.
there's a reason why they're called Neverkusen. In fact, I'm gonna go full disrespect. I think Club Brugge will finish third. They're the
There's
perennial Belgian champions. They've been around the block. They know their way around European football. And look, they're
yeah,
Neverkusen.
they are Leverkusen. Um, and in this case, like this is not any difficult travel
Mm.
fixtures for Club Brugge either. Like so,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I know. I think I'll take you up on that and go with Club Brugge over Leverkusen.
Now, Group C, we have Bayern München, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Plzen. Once again, it seems the Champions League has a lot of good teams.
Yeah, I think this. To be fair, I think this is the actual pool of death. Like this is the deathiest
There's
pool of death
three
out of the.
incredibly good teams here.
Yeah,
And Victoria Pleasant. By the way, which country is Victoria Pleasant from? You thought I was going to let you go, didn't you?
pretty sure they're Danish, aren't they?
They're from the Czech Republic.
Oh, damn it. Should know better.
So, what order do we like?
Bayern first. I mean, Bayern's Bayern.
100%.
Yeah.
Inter or Barca? Oh, Victoria maybe if you were going to pick, but yeah. Okay.
No, I think you're right. It's Inter or Barca. And this is gonna be interesting.
Look,
I think
is Lukaku
Inter's.
going to bring the dream back to Inter?
Yeah,
That's just
okay.
all.
Inter had a super strong squad last year, and they've got Lukaku back, so it's gone stronger. Uh,
Yeah, they
So
just
that
about missed out on Syria, just on the
is
last day. I agree. I
exactly.
think they're second.
I think they're second, though. There's a lot of questions around Barcelona because their transfer window
They
this
just
summer.
about got allowed to get Koundé back, but I think their issues with Frankie de Jong is gonna play
Yeah,
the club up. Don't be surprised if Barcelona get expelled from European football this season because of shenanigans with player
yeah.
wages.
No, that's the thing. It's
And
Barcelona's
Victoria
just
Pleasant somehow get third.
yeah,
But assuming that doesn't happen, I think Barca third.
yeah. I think Barca third, but yeah, it's going to be the shenanigans aren't finished. I think with Barca, and it's
Yeah,
just going to be unpredictable with them. Um,
yeah, yeah.
but generally, when you've
Uh,
got shenanigans within your club, that's bad for your performance. So um,
yeah,
I think it is going to be more stable, and therefore they'll come
100%,
second,
100%.
whilst Barca comes third. So yeah,
And
or
Victoria Pleasant fourth. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
unfortunate for them. Like they've won the Czech league, like a team other than Slavia Prague to win the French league, and so Sparta Prague, sorry, to win the Czech league in so long. But yeah, they're not gonna get through to the next round,
yeah,
or to the Europa League, unfortunately.
no,
Group D, we have Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham Hotspur, Eintracht Frankfurt being the Europa League champions, Sporting Lisbon, and Marseille. This is a very competitive group. Any
yeah,
of these teams could finish in any position.
yes.
I'm not even joking.
No, I agree with you 100%. It is, yeah, as you say, who knew that there's these really good teams in the Champions League? Um, I think it's things. I still think Tottenham probably tops this group,
Even with Conte.
even with Conte. And I
I
know
think
Conte's
Conte's
European.
record. I think Conte's record in Europe is something like 7 games won out of 40 something
I know
games
it is
played.
it is crazy, but um, Tottenham's squad's too good. Like I think this is the year
Yeah,
that Conte
fair.
actually does some good in Europe.
I
Um,
agree.
I think with the Tottenham squad it's
Mm.
hard to do bad, um, and there's nothing in this group that um, is going to throw spanners in the works. Like it's pretty straightforward um, overall, other than being very tough teams. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Champions League, you're getting that anyway. So I think Tottenham top.
Yeah,
Next,
Eintracht Frankfurt had a bad opening day. I think they lost 6-0 to
yeah,
Bayern or something like that.
yeah,
That being said, opening day shenanigans happen, but Sporting are just a solid performer at this level.
yeah. So
I
yeah,
think Marseille just have too many issues in the club.
hmm,
I think Spurs top for me, Sporting second, Eintracht third, and Marseille fourth.
yeah. I was gonna say the second Tottenham top. From there on, I find it really hard to decide. Um, I was thinking Eintracht Frankfurt second, then Sporting, then Marseille, or maybe Marseille then Sporting. But the Eintracht start of the
There's
season
no
has
wrong
been.
answer.
There is no
It's
wrong
so
answer.
hard.
It's not hard. I'm going to stick with that. Tottenham, Frankfurt, Sporting, Marseille.
That was our fourth group of death,
Yeah, in four groups.
and we're in Group D.
4.4.
Now, moving on to Group E, which is not a group of death. We have
No.
Milan, Chelsea, our Red Bull Salzburg, and Dinamo Zagreb. Now, with all due respect to Dinamo, I do think they're going to finish fourth.
Yeah.
I think Salzburg are third. I
Yeah.
like Chelsea, but I think their defense is not yet sorted out, so I think
No.
Milan will finish top. So the order that this list is in is the order it's going to finish.
Yeah. As you say, I don't think our defense has been sorted in any way, shape, or form. So I agree with you. Milan, Chelsea,
I do think
Salzburg.
Chelsea will go further in the Champions League than Milan, by the way. I just don't think they're going to finish higher than Milan in the group.
And to be fair, as you say, at the moment, I don't think it really matters whether you finish first or second in the group stages in your group, because
There are no
everybody's
bad teams.
there's no bad teams once we get the knockouts. Like
Yeah.
whoever's there is really good. So as you say,
Absolutely.
we've got to Group E before we decide that a group is not a group of death. And it's still
Yeah.
got two good teams in it. That doesn't really matter.
Group F is probably the opposite of a group. Actually, Group F is a weird group. Okay, we've got Real Madrid, Lon Bulls Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic.
Yeah.
Now, I think obviously everyone thinks Real Madrid finishing top. Like they've never not gone out of the group stage in Champions League history. So I'm not going to predict that to happen now.
No.
And they might never, might never not get out of the group stage, you know, like
yeah.
in their history, just because they tend to always get a good draw because they get a high seed.
Yeah. Exactly.
RB Leipzig, I think very easily second best team in this group.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Shakhtar and Celtic, but it's tough between Shakhtar and Celtic. I think Shakhtar playing home games in Poland edges it for me. Celtic go finish third, get into the Europa League.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you there. Madrid, Leipzig, Celtic. Yeah.
Next up, we have Group G: Manchester City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and FC Copenhagen. Pardon. So I like Manchester City to finish top. I think finish top easily, maybe even sweep the group.
Yeah.
That level of how good they are. I think Dortmund, despite their problems, will finish second in this group. BVB. I think Sevilla will finish in the Europa League and win the Europa League. This is how they traditionally win the Europa League, by qualifying from the Champions League and pushing it through. And then Copenhagen fourth. That's my prediction.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much with
We
you.
we didn't say who we thought was our favorite in the Europa League, and I think it's going to be Sevilla after they finish third in Group G.
I agree with you. I agree with you there. I think Dortmund's going to edge Sevilla. I think it's going to be pretty close. City clearly will top the group. I think Dortmund, is mostly sorted out their problems. So I think that will see them right to finish second in the group, and then Sevilla, then Copenhagen.
Yep.
But as I say, I think it's going to be close between Dortmund and Sevilla.
Yeah, I agree. Group H, we have Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus Turin, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa.
Yeah.
Only the second team from Israel we've seen.
Yeah.
In our review so far. Now I think PSG top for me.
Yeah.
I think they tend to blow teams away in the group stage. I know Juve are good and they're rebuilding, and I do think they will finish second.
Yeah.
Though they could have finished third. Actually, Porto beat them last time, didn't they? And Juve have problems still.
Juve do still have problems.
And
But
Porto beat them last time, and then they got beaten in the Europa League. Okay, I changed my mind. PSG, Benfica, Juventus, Maccabi Haifa.
yeah, I think I'm still going to keep Juventus above Benfica. I know this Juventus is still sorting themselves out a bit, but and I think last season was last season, so I think this season they'll do better. So PSG clearly is going to be top. I think Juventus is second, then Benfica, and then Maccabi Haifa. That's the order that they're in the list.
The list. Alright. So we have it recorded for posterity, not just your embarrassing lack of European city knowledge, but also our predictions, and we'll see who's right, or more
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we will see.
And yeah, in our next podcast, we'll look at more of the Premier League as it goes on, maybe a bit of a roundup of what's happening in Europe.
Yeah,
But yeah, at this stage, the European draws are in. I'm so excited for looking at this, and obviously we are going to look at the World Cup groups as well.
yeah.
Maybe a bit closer to the time, just to, as people are getting excited about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, Champions League, first set of games to start in the second week of September. I can't wait.
No, no, it'll be really good. I can't wait either. So, yeah, 7th September, match day one. Oh, look at that. First game up on the list is Dynamo Zagreb versus Chelsea. That will be interesting yardstick to see how well Chelsea's going to do in Europe.
Yeah, I think so too. Like it's gonna set a lot of the tone for Tommy T's season,
Yeah, yeah,
and we'll know further as the season progresses from there.
yeah.
I don't know how much attention Eric Ten Hag is gonna pay to the Champions League. He will not ignore it because obviously they need to have European, they need to secure European qualification, and like getting into the Champions League is one of the ways to do that.
Yeah.
Which English team do you think will be the most successful? Like successful, I mean they will actually coming second in the Champions League versus winning the Europa Conference League. I consider the Conference League team to be more successful just because you've
I
won
see.
something.
Oh, I see. Ah,
Most likely to actually do shit with their.
um, that is a very interesting question, really. I think West Ham's must be pretty favourite to win, as you say, to win the Conference League. Um, though there was Villarreal in there as well, so that could be close. So whether they come first or second, the Europa League
Yeah.
is pretty close all round. Arsenal probably pretty high up on that list of and Man
Is
United.
Arsenal gonna focus on coming fourth, or are they gonna try
Yeah,
and win the Europa League?
I mean there is that. Like where do they put their focus? And a little bit that may depend on how the first part of the season goes. Once
Yeah.
they get to knockout stages next.
Arsenal at this stage could win the league. I'm not even
Exactly.
joking.
No, at this stage they 100% can. The way they're playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, City's probably my favourites to win the
But don't
Champions
get me
League for a
wrong, I
change.
think City will win,
Yeah.
but I don't think you can count out Arsenal from the conversation. Like usually I wouldn't even consider Arsenal.
No, no. I think the season just sort of shows that. Um, actually, in terms of European things, I'm going to give it to West Ham. I think they're going to actually win. They've got the best chance of winning a European trophy. If that's what we're
Yeah,
going with. The
I agree.
the winningest is actually getting the silverware home. I think West Ham.
Yeah. Who do you think will go furthest in the Champions League then?
Um, and kind of depend on that second round draw. It really is. Um, but I think City's going to have too much there. I think they're going to go to the final again.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is City's season to win it all,
Yeah, yeah,
because they have a strong squad. This is the season where quantity matters more than quality, and they have the best quantity of quality players,
yeah, exactly.
which is, I think, the biggest advantage going into this season. So I agree with you. I think City are due for a really good performance in Europe. They might even win the Champions League, but I can't bet on it. Whereas I'm more confident in West Ham winning Europa League too, like
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, that's where I'm at as well. Like, I could see English teams making it to the final of all three of them, but
Mm,
I'd be the
mm.
most feel the most confident that West Ham will get to the final and that West Ham would win the final.
I mean, West Ham could play Villarreal in the final, and we'll
Yeah,
see Villarreal continues their streak against English teams. Arsenal could go into the finals against Sevilla and have the same thing happen
yeah, yeah,
as well. I do think, like I said, the one thing that I don't see an English club winning is the Europa League. I think Arsenal are just going to be too focused domestically. They want to finish fourth. They want to go back into the Champions League.
yeah,
I don't, and to be honest, like they have a decent chance this season to win the league if they can get enough of a lead before the World Cup comes. That it's theirs to lose almost.
yeah. I see what you mean. I think that's true. They can keep the form up there and you say up to the World Cup, and then heading into the Christmas season, they're going to look too strong.
Yeah, I agree, and we'll see more about that. I think we'll go into greater depth once we enter into that conversation.
Yeah,
So at this stage, to thank you for listening to the our European review,
yeah.
and we look forward to hearing from you next time.
Catch you next time.
Well, that is the end. Thanks for listening all the way through.
If you liked what you heard, be even more. Find 642 Discord and a Buy Me a Coffee.
Pretty sure it's Buy Me a Beer.
Oh yeah, buy me a beer on buymeacoffee.com.
In both these places, you can talk to us, and we may even listen, especially if you do buy a said beer or coffee. I might still be confused.
Yes, we're easily bribed. All links are in the show notes below.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
This is on YouTube.